Good evening.
Good evening.
You didn't sound motivated. You tired?
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm motivated to do this podcast.
Well, no. But look, I'm going to turn the fan off. Hold on. Y'all might hear background noise. Look at that. That was power.
But that was kind of dramatic too if y'all would have saw how she did it.
I mean, it honestly was from my stolen fan
I said, wow.
from your office. You remember that?
No, but I took the fan with me now. Thanks for reminding me.
No, you won't. Squatter's rights.
Oh, okay.
I've owned it long enough. It's mine. I've housed it. I've cleaned it. It's mine.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you look at it right now that it ain't going, I probably ain't cleaned it. No, I zip tied it. I did clean it.
Yep, you did do that. Zip tied it.
Speaking of zip ties, let me tell you what this dummy did today.
What?
I haven't told you this. I was sitting at the desk on the phone talking with Patty from my car, doing my job,
Right.
and I had a zip tie. And I was going backwards and forwards, like with the tip of it, like just, like fiddling on the phone.
You tied your fingers.
Why did I put it on my finger? And then I went like this, like trying to pull it off, and it wouldn't come off. And I literally had a panic attack, and I had to take scissors and cut it off my finger. I didn't put it that tight, but I was like, you big dummy. I can see you having to call 911 because you dumb self, but zip tie. What were you doing? I was on the phone, and I put a zip tie on my finger.
We all make mistakes in life. That's just a doozy.
I mean, honestly. So, how you feeling?
I am tired, but I'm pretty good.
Your allergies better?
Yeah, my allergies are better.
Your eyes look tired.
Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired.
You got a meeting tonight.
Yep, sure do. Then
We gonna
check
kill
off that box and then keep on going.
We gonna kill it. We gonna kill it.
Yes,
I'll give you $100 if you'll do my homework.
No, thank you. Keep your
500.
100. You can listen. The answer will be no, regardless of the price.
$1,000.
Y'all see what she does podcast.
It's math.
But,
Where's my mathematicians out there? Inbox me. Let's make a deal.
wow.
You got some, right?
Got some what?
I mean, those choir people are smart. Y'all have doctorate degrees.
Yes.
You had to take math somewhere.
Yes, I did. Somewhere.
Call me.
Yeah, somewhere.
You want me to tell you exciting news?
What's going on?
Guess what I got in my emails?
What?
I got an email from school saying, we are inviting you to a commencement.
Oh, awesome.
So guess who's graduating if she doesn't fail her math class?
You do well.
Guess what my grade point average is?
What?
4.0. Let me fail a math class. Let me fail this math class and not graduate.
It's okay. You dust yourself off. You retake that class and you graduate because the most important thing is graduating.
Shut up.
Be nice.
You just got on my whole nerve. I have one that was
Listen,
left, and you just
it
got
does
on
not
it.
take
You
much.
rode it. You swung it around like a lasso. You caught something with it. You let it go, and then you got on it again.
No.
You know what I want to talk about?
What?
Traveling post-COVID. Because we have traveled.
Yeah.
I feel like my next tattoo should be like a passport. Not a passport, like the shape of a passport, but like some type of documentation of the places that I've went. I'll get back to you on it.
Like a map?
Not a map. I don't want a map. That's basic.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. She says basic.
Yeah, I mean, like you could get a globe, like in an area, and then like, no, I want it creative. Like maybe I should get like latitude, longitude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll ask Charlie. If you're in the Orlando area, see Charlie Fernandez. Inbox me. I'll send you his information. Best tattoo artist. Saw him today.
Yep.
He's great. Love it. High five, Charlie.
What's up, Charlie?
But anyway, so we have traveled lately.
Yeah.
And you have taught me how to travel. Really. To be fair.
Really?
I traveled in the military. But traveling in the military is not the same as traveling.
Right.
And I've traveled in a car.
Right.
With like babies. Traveling with babies, traveling in a car, traveling in the military. None of that is like traveling like now.
Right.
Where this past weekend I traveled with Bella.
Right. Which is different.
It's different.
Yeah. It's always different traveling with your kid, you know. And so, rather than traveling for work or for fun, you know what I'm saying? So,
Well, it was
not saying that you're traveling with your kids not for fun, you know.
I mean, it was for fun, but it's not as fun. Well, and what I mean, like the actual travel part, like by default, I'm probably getting ready to sound like sexist and anti-feminist. And I don't mean it that way because I'm a feminist. I got the shirt.
Okay.
But when me and you've traveled together,
Uh-huh.
I kind of just am along for the ride because you can handle it.
Right.
Like you say, go here, I'm going. You say, do this, I'm doing it. Like, I don't have concern, right?
Right,
like,
right.
If there's a problem, look, you're Vanilla Ice. Yo, you'll solve it. It's not my worry. Like,
Right.
It's just okay. When I travel with my child, I'm you. Like, I got to take care of her.
Right.
Ugh.
Wow.
Not as fun. You know, it's like the difference between being like the massaged and the masseuse.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't understand that correlation.
So, like, if you're getting a massage, you just lay there and you enjoy it. The masseuse is in the experience. But they want to do a good job. They want to make sure everything happens right. They want to make sure you're comfortable. Yeah. It's a job.
Jeez.
Traveling with your kid. Like, and she grown. I mean, she not grown all the way. I don't think she listens. She ain't grown all the way.
Well, when I travel with my kid, you know, she's older, so that's the experience a little different. But, you know, grown-ups are grown-ups, you know.
Yeah, but your baby, she's traveled a lot more because you're
Right.
worldlier. I don't know. I mean, what's the word?
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, you've had, like, for work, you've traveled.
She's had different experience, more, you know, different experiences. And on top of that, she has the bug to travel. So she, you know, she comes by honestly. Sorry, baby girl.
Well, Belle and Tarek, I don't know about Jacoby. No, Jacoby does. I think Jacoby might have it worse, to be fair, just like listening to him vocally. But Belle and Tarek, they both like to travel. Tarek would rather drive.
Okay.
Tarek likes a road trip.
Right.
He likes the experience of a road trip. Like, let's just get there.
Right.
Like,
and see the country. There's nothing wrong with that.
he enjoys that. I think you instilled that in him in a way.
Yeah.
Because you went on a bus to, I don't know, it was
when
somewhere
he
far,
sang
like
with- when he-
Chicago
yeah,
or...
when he sang with me in high school, we did mostly bus trips. You know, Chicago or New York or something like that. So you saw the
Notice
countryside.
I didn't chaperone till you took a blank.
Yeah, exactly.
Chrissy don't drive.
So it's something about seeing the countryside that's beautiful. Seeing, you know, the seasons change, the leaves, you know, all that kind of good stuff like that going through the country. So I get that also.
No, he enjoys it. I
But
don't.
now that I'm older, child, please, where's that plane? I can Google those pictures.
I can do it like, here's the thing. Like if me and you went to my mom and dad's house.
Right.
It's what, Tennessee, 12, 13 hours away? Roughly.
Okay.
Well, I mean, okay, for me to Jacqueline is 708 miles because we share location. So if you went 60 miles an hour at 708 miles, which the speed limit's like 75 on 95, but let's just say
Right.
math taught me something, guys. Look what's getting ready to happen. If you went 60, you'd be 600 miles in 10 hours. So 12 hours, you would be there. Then say 13, 14, stop and drive. That is a lot farther north
Yeah.
than my parents. So if you take into consideration like going to the bathroom, you could be there 10 to 12 hours. You know, depending on traffic, that kind of thing. I could do that if someone's driving with me
Yeah.
in a day, like alternating. I can do that, but like from here to New York City, nope. I drove from Atlanta, Georgia once to Tucson, Arizona. No. I would do it again, but I would have to be like literally financially loaded.
Right. Right.
To where if I wanted to drive 2 hours and spend the night and spend 4 days somewhere, I did.
Right.
Like, I want to be able to, but no, just let me fly and get there. Let me fly and get there. But here's something that I've noticed. She's a COVID baby. She didn't travel a whole lot. And like, have you seen some COVID babies?
No.
Today, this is something I noticed, and I'd never thought about it until today. I was at a place, had lunch, walked in, and there was the cutest baby. This baby was laughing so hard. When I walked in and it saw me, it was like we were kindred spirits. Like, it looked at me, and it was grinning and laughing, and like, I just made a big smiley face. I totally forget it's an audio medium.
I mean, for real.
Like, I forget that at times. But this baby was so happy. Like, hey, you know. And the mom said, she goes, this baby has been born in COVID, and he's only been out like 3 months, and he loves people. And I was like, wow, those babies hadn't seen people.
No.
Like, our babies did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and then look at traveling now. That you stood on a plane in a mask. That's different.
Yeah.
I don't know that I hate it.
Well, I'm not a fan of it, but I understand it, and so I do it.
I understand it. But I won't say I'm even an anti-fan, because I feel like every time I traveled, I got like something. Might be the flu. It might be...
Well, sometimes also it's just sitting on those planes where the air doesn't necessarily circulate. And that'll catch us real quick.
Okay, so, but anyway, I think that, like, every time I used to travel, when we went to New York with choir, when Tark went with you, like that first time.
Right.
I don't know. I think Tark told you. I've probably told you since. I don't know if you remember or not, though. I was home. I bought an Invicta watch while I was there that had like the New York cityscape on it, because I wanted to commemorate like the trip, my first trip with Tarek.
Right.
And I had to go to the Invicta store because the battery died.
Right.
Like 5 minutes after I bought it. You know, they replaced it like however many years ago that was, and it has never died since.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Weird. But anyway, so I took the watch to them that day, and I was literally standing in the Florida Mall in the Invicta store, and I started feeling like garbage. And I kid you not, by the time I got home, every joint I had hurt that night had a temperature of 103. I'm grown now.
Right.
A temperature of 103, that's one thing if you got somebody that's 3. It's still high. But like, if I have a temperature of like 98.7 now, I think this is how it ends.
Right, exactly.
Like, I can feel it. I was sick. And I was sick for like 4 days. Like that bad.
That's what happens.
And it's like, I swear, I think it was like, and my boss tells me, he's like, it's clean air in the airport. Maybe. But guess what? I don't sit that close to people. Ever.
I try to take, like, airborne and stuff like that. Try to vitamin C up.
That's smart.
And some other stuff I like try to take. Because I have a habit. I have a tendency to get sick, or I have bad allergies. So if I go into a different part of the country and there's high pollen, I get it real quick. So it's like, it's like, oh my goodness, like,
and
by
you
the time I
wouldn't think,
come home,
being a Floridian, I wouldn't have thought. It shocks me. Like, your allergies, God bless your heart, your eyes get so red.
Oh yeah.
And puffy. You would think here would be like
right
allergy central, because it's bloomy and
I would
tropical.
be immune to it, but no. And then so by the time I come home, I'm sick within a day or so.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. And then if you go out there the next week, it's the same type of situation. You're like, oh, okay, how can I, get this better? So I try to take better care of myself, I should say.
But, I traveled with a teenager. And you can call me Granny. I'm not real. Like, I think I'm a good time. I'm a ball of fun. Like, but there's a certain time frame. Like, Christy don't leave at a certain time. Like, I can get, like, I know you're an early riser.
Yeah.
I've read the text messages. Like, FYI, we have to blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Whatever. And you send it at like 4:42. What are you doing? Like, I'm not going to get up for 3 hours. Like,
right.
Anyway.
I'm not a night person. I can be.
That's a freaking lie. You're a night person and a morning person. You don't sleep.
No, I can tell you who I am. So let's clarify that right now. So, like I said, I'm not a night person. I can be, as I said before, but I am. The morning time, I'm much more sharp and much more mentally sharp, I should say. And much more. Okay, I gotta get this done. Get this done. Get this done. By the time 6, 7, 8 o'clock, my brain just says, It's like,
See, I would have never thought that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't want to say I'd never thought it, but I mean, let's be honest. At like 9 o'clock, I'm done. We've tried to record podcasts at 8 o'clock.
Cannot do it.
No, because Christy's like
Cannot
sideways.
do it. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what did you say? What?
Stay tuned.
Because Christy is going to wake up later.
Y'all, Christy gone. We tried it.
I mean, I can't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't function that way. I just don't. Anyway, you're great at it. You're great. I realize this about my kid, though. I work from home. I'm home with her more. I love working from home. So grateful for it. And grateful for Chris. Met my boss this week.
Yep.
Who I haven't known for months. I mean, I knew him. Like, I talked to him.
Right.
Ended up on our flight. Like, flew back from New York City from LaGuardia. And they put a thing out and they say, hey, we're waiting. The plane's parked because we're waiting for a flight from Bangor. Great. Cool. And then my boss texts me. And we have this ongoing joke about coldness. Because he's from Maine. I'm from Florida. Like, you can't be any more opposite. And I said, anyway, the banter goes back and forth. I could spell it out, but they wouldn't understand. And I said, I'm still at LaGuardia. And he goes, what do you mean you're at LaGuardia? Like, I'm still here. What gate are you at? C46. I see your gate. They said we were waiting on your flight. What's your original flight number? And he gives me it. And it's my flight number. And I'm like, he's like, but they switched my flight. How'd they switch your flight if we're still here? So then I talked to the steward. The steward's like, I'll check and see. And then he's like, I'm going to high five. If I get on this flight and don't have to spend the night in LaGuardia Airport, I'm going to high five you when you walk by. And my reply to him was, but I don't know what you look like.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to know who to high five. Like, because I had no idea what he looked like.
Then you found it.
And then I found out he got on the flight, high five. Like, we talked to him after, got off the plane, had lunch with him today. Coolest dude ever. Love him to death. Great guy. Like, but again, travel's completely different. I remember when I flew like back when I was in the Air Force, like late 90s, early 2000s, when I was 9 and in the Air Force, because obviously that's my age at the time. They didn't hold a flight because another flight was delayed and you're the last flight out. It was like, bye.
Yeah, for real.
Now they do that. But I'll say this. Traveling with my young daughter, who's not young, she's 18, but teenagers need sleep. I get up early. Pro tip. You travel with your teenage kids. If they sleep in, plan your day around them sleeping in. And if they want to stay up late, if they're night owls and you're not, plan for them to be able to do things in the evening without you. Pro tip, you're gonna be like, thank you so much for telling me that.
Well, and there are sometimes that, which is a great tip, but whatever you got going on, your schedule won't allow you to do that, and they just got to get up and have a good attitude.
Right.
And do what you're supposed to do.
And you can't lose your mind. I mean, I did good. Like, I did good. I didn't have any... The only time that I got irritated, there are things that I think that you should just be able to handle. And I realize that not everybody can handle it.
Right.
But I told my child to be ready to leave at 12. And the clock, because some intelligent person had set the clock ahead of time.
Yeah.
She begins to go into a full-on panic and then begins to cry. And then she's rolling up sweaters. I told her, take the bigger suitcase. You're going to purchase things that you want to take home. And she said, no, I just need this little one. Take the bigger suitcase. I don't need a bigger suitcase. I only need this. What happened? She needed a bigger suitcase. Like, that's what happened. And she couldn't pack her stuff, and then she's crying. And then I go into the, like, military. Why are you crying? Stop. Get your stuff together. We're going to fix it. And then when you go with your kids, I literally did everything she wanted to do. That was my goal. Like, do what you want to do. You're here. I've been here. You've not done this. Do what you want to do. I really suggest doing that if you travel with your kid. Make it about them so you don't have any expectation of your own self. And nothing that you ever want to do gets ruined. And if there's things that you want to do there, plan another time to do it.
Well,
and don't take cake in a jar on a plane because they might make you go through TSA and then be like, I need to search your bag.
Yeah.
It's a cake in a jar, ma'am.
Well, through the x-ray, it doesn't look like that.
Hurt my feelings.
But that's okay. That's okay. You know, trips, I would suggest that if you can travel. Trips are, you know, you see how the world is. And you're oftentimes, if you don't travel, your opinions are regulated to your environment. But then once you travel and see different things, your opinion of certain things, be it social, be it political, be it whatever, kind of modifies, or it could reinforce now. But you have at least you have more information that you can disseminate, and not disseminate, but you can kind of work through and then kind of understand, like, you know, so.
You know something that shocked me that she said?
What?
We live in Florida. She's seen homeless people. She's seen hookers. She's seen, I mean, I worked off of like Hooker Row.
Okay, so we're going to leave that part alone, but she's seen homeless people.
Well, no, I mean, like, no, I've driven by there and been like, listen, this is what drugs can lead you to, ma'am.
Right.
Like, I've done it with all the kids. My whole point, though, is it hit her different when it was 22 degrees and she saw people laying over heat grates. Like, in Florida, you kind of camping. It's the way she saw it.
Right.
Listen, you might be on meth, you might be on coke, you might be, which, can I tell you a meme I saw today? I meant to send it to you, but it was funny. It was total sidebar, but they're going to appreciate it. Gas prices. I work from home, so now they don't bother me.
Okay. Well, sure.
But it was a thing, somebody posted a gas price, and it was like $4.19. And it was like, soon I'm going to be able to buy Coke and just run to work. It's going to be a lot cheaper. That was funny. But, so, she saw something, though, that was like, that hit her, I think, more than the Empire State Building, more than Rockefeller Center, more than, she's seen all these places like romanticized. But then, when we were leaving, we went through FAO Schwartz and came out. And we were looking at toys. We wanted to get Jacoby this like stuffed taxi cab. I'm going to get it next time I go. I've decided that. I'm going to take an extra suitcase because he'll love it.
Right.
Purchase regret. Anyway. But she said, she's like, how do they actually live? Like, how many, it looks like they have on a lot of clothes. And this guy ran up to her and like got this far. Which is what, like 2 feet?
Got real close.
And he started like ranting. And then he went, bye. And took off sprinting, dead sprint. And here she goes, because she's Bella and she's sensitive. Tears welled up in her eyes. I'm nervous. Well, that's mental illness, honey.
Yeah.
And mental illness can cause people, like, you got to take care of your mental health. You got to, like, these people. It's sad. Pray for them. Like, look, like, you got a good life, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like, you got a good life.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you have preached from the time I know you, see the world. Like, see the hills, see the different climates, see the temperature, but also, homeless look different to her in New York when she's freezing her butt off. And she sees people in pounds of clothes covered up with blankets. As opposed to seeing people wearing next to nothing, hooking on the corner of South OBT. But she's not physically uncomfortable in the atmosphere. Like, she does, like, she now knows they're physically uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which adds a whole new depth to it, right?
The thing about what I've realized when it comes to just my experience with seeing homelessness is that there are some beautiful people and more talent, and oftentimes that are more talented than anybody that's walking around. You want to see some truly talented people? Look, go to the streets. Just incredible people that, for whatever reason, circumstances have them there. And so it's not. So when I see that, my heart just it saddens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just I become sad, I should say, because it's like I still see your beauty even in what you're going through.
So I think one of the best things that we can do is travel with our kids if we're capable. It don't have to be New York City. It don't have to be on a plane, but even if it's like Tampa. Travel.
Claremont. Yeah.
I mean, they got good cookies.
Right. What? Yeah.
Wherever it is.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I've been fortunate enough to have traveled a lot and continue to travel. And I've been fortunate to also take my kid to experience, different. My career has afforded me the opportunity to have experiences for, my child also. Mm-hmm. So that's, because you just want your kids informed. And how do you inform? You can talk about it all day. Sometimes you got to try to do. If you can afford to. And let
them see it.
Yeah, and see it for yourself and become with their own decisions. And so being able to do different choir things. But also sometimes just to go and not have a function. You know what I'm saying? Just to go just because.
Right.
But when it comes to function, it's been great. A little shout out to World Strides. It's a lot of companies that do a wonderful, wonderful job. And this past weekend I had a chance to work with World Strides. And so look them up they got an honor choir series and, young adult series. And, they have a whole lot of things out there, so I'll be sending plugs out to different organizations that I work for.
Their professionalism is off the chain.
On the podcast. So I'll be doing that, so when we go different places, I'll give a little shout out. But yeah, their professional is off the chain. And so just some great people. So there are a lot of places you can go, those who are core directors you want to send your kids to, and companies you can work for, or a non-core directors. See, can they book a trip for you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know. But that being said, they do great work, and so it was a great weekend. So,
So you think that the benefit outweighs the risk at this point, at this stage in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Right, like COVID, if you're vaccinated, and
absolutely,
like the benefit outweighs, like do it, travel.
Yeah. I can say
travel safely, I should say.
Yeah, travel safely. Don't get yourself caught up into. I shouldn't say this, but I am. Don't get yourself caught up into political conversations or what you think is right or what you think is wrong, or so on and so forth. If a state says, "Okay, I want you to do this and do that," try to get that done, because the experience you can have is wonderful. We can always sit there and say, well, my experiences won't be that way because if I got, we can all find a reason and excuse to not do it, do something. Don't put yourself in that situation. Just go do it.
And I'll tell you this.
Just do it, Mm-hmm.
I am an anti-masker in the way I hate masks. Not like I'm an anti-masker, like
right,
political.
Right.
I hate it. Like, I hate it. There's a thing with my ears and the bones behind my ears. Like, the same reason I hate wearing my glasses. Like, I hate it. I hate the way that it feels. I have done the thing. You put a hat on. I have the same thing. My head's sensitive.
Right.
I'm a sensitive lady. But take precaution.
Yeah.
Do what needs to be done, but also live your life with precaution in place, right? Like, I would rather go to New York City and wear a mask on a plane than sit in my bed with no mask.
Yeah, exactly. Because, Carnegie Hall, what they said, you have to take a PCR test And I don't know if that's going to be lifted. That may be, lifted pretty soon.
I think it was
I'm not
lifted
sure.
today, actually.
Okay. But I had to take a PCR test and it had to come back negative 72 hours before I could walk into Carnegie Hall. Listen, I didn't too much care for it, but guess what? I still won't get that test done. Because
Right.
because at the end of the day, I wanted the experience with those students. I want that experience. And anytime I walk into Carnegie Hall stage, I am completely humbled that, a poor kid from Orlando, Florida, who, single parent, 4 brothers, is on a stage at Carnegie with other students. I get wild every time. So why in the world am I going to get caught up into...
Sticking a Q-tip in your nose.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of statement I'm going to make? I'm sorry, I ain't making that statement. I wants to do this.
Listen, people I went to high school with were sniffing pixie sticks.
And so it's like, so that's why I don't necessarily get involved in those conversations or those, now, okay, what I got to do? Okay, let's roll. Because why? The reward of just being with students and experiencing that. And for me, I become a kid all over again. So, as my professor, Dr. Thomas, Andre Thomas, always said, Jeffrey, never take the podium for granted. So therefore, I'm not going to take the podium, the opportunity for granted to make a statement.
Right.
I ain't doing it. But that's me. I can't speak for anyone else. So, but that being said, if
We got to wrap it up. We got a meeting.
If you got to go and travel, you go out and travel and enjoy yourself.
And do it.
Be safe. So we got to wrap it on up here. Thank you for this episode.
And we'll start our next series next week.
Can't wait. Follow us, like us, 12 stars, whatever you say us.
5-star.
I know, I was joking.
I'll take 12.
I was just joking.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. But follow us on Instagram at Red and Green Colorbond.
Yep.
Facebook, we don't really do anything. We should get someone to do something on Facebook.
I mean, for real, we got to get on that one.
Listen, when I graduate, you'll get more content. Like right now, just let me through it.
That's right. Listen.
Math is hard, people. Math is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Yes, thank you. Sing it. Anybody's good at math, call me. Okay?
Yeah.
Send me a private message. You can just send me a message and say, math. I got you. But if you listen at us, rate us on Instagram. Give us 5 stars. My dog is freaking out. That means people have arrived for our meeting. So we got to go. Thank you so much for listening to Red and Green.
The podcast.